got to be a world record for logo endurance, right? 65 seconds? In case you confused it with Minsk, Minnesota.
This isn't going very well.
I am aware of that, Brand. You're not helping.
Jeremy Renner plays yet another character in yet another crime-fighting team and is yet again informed of his worthlessness.
We are under investigation for misconduct.
Trendy spy movie cliche somehow weaves its way into the best spy movie of the year.
The package is still on that plane.
Unnecessary reminders.
Hydraulics.
Okay, stand by.
No, they're encrypted. Can you open the door?
He can open the door and does so after a tense takeoff sequence, but still, I'm sitting in the fact that this plane has encrypted its hydraulic software but not its outer door. Perfect grassy runway for Ethan to run and jump over to the departing plane is perfect. If you think I'm not going to remove 5 cents for this badassery, you are dead wrong. Ethan both survives this body tossing and does not fly out the back door of the plane. Movie forgets to show us the scene where Ethan dies and goes straight to the opening credits. More spoiler credits. Second movie we've seen recently to show us all the obvious London, but still feel compelled to label it. I get it. I saw all the other movies.
You looking for anything in particular?
Something rare.
This old school specific conversation in a public place spy is still being employed and still works. Encrypted email. Ethan, go to the record store. Also, how is it arranged that someone like Ethan is told to go to a record store to find the latest spy message? This seems tremendously unsecure.
It really is you.
What? After playing the spy game perfectly, this record store chick just can't resist making sure it really is Ethan Hunt she's talking to? For real?
The same shadow organization you have been tracking for the last year.
You mean Spectre? Ethan pounds on the glass many times, but I don't think he even once tried the door's handle. Might be unlocked. You never know.
And your results, perfect or not, look suspiciously like luck.
Senator Guy is right, but the movie will try to make it sound like he's dead wrong. Insufficient Ethan Hunt present. Also, I'm going to make an invention known as the perpendicular pipe, so that heroes can't wriggle their way off of pipes to which they've been tied. I'll make billions in fake movie dollars. This girl needs to unbutton her blouse before questioning a spy. I'm not complaining, just sending it. And then all the other bad guys stand around like this is no big deal. Also, why did they leave his legs unbound? He's a freaking super spy! Tom Cruise only needed to channel his far and away days to complete this shirtless raw boxing scene. These assholes outside have been listening this entire time, yet only now decide to see if maybe those noises inside are bad.
I tried to stop you. You got away.
Who are you?
Yeah, Ethan, we totally have time for this. Somehow all the shots hit the bricks to the side of Ethan and not Ethan himself. Bad guys are so great at making cool movie shots.
Make it count. Brent.
Mysterious dial tone after person on the other line hangs up cliche. Also, loud-ass dial tone is loud as in case you confused it with Havana, Pakistan. This entire scene, before you even get to the reveal, is basically telling you Ethan and the CIA guys are not even in the same zip code, even though it's trying desperately not to do that. It's an audience mind so routine that it's time to start scouring the Kama Sutra to spice up this marriage. I'm shocked some text didn't flash on the bottom of the screen that told us Paris, Bolivia. I mean France. Gosh, I get those confused sometimes. Benji has to hide his Halo 5 gameplay, not because he's in the CIA now, but because Halo 5 won't be released until 3 months after this movie, which means he's playing a bootlegged as hell copy.
We are not friends. I owe him nothing.
Somehow the CIA puts great stock into a lie detector machine. Monitor gum. Guy who gets questioned by Alec Baldwin every week about Ethan Hunt's whereabouts is somehow able to just up and leave his desk and fly to f***ing Vienna without telling anyone. Just in case, oh, f*** it.
Oh, I didn't win those opera tickets, did I?
It's amazing how close this movie and Spectre are in terms of plot. Of course, this movie came out first, but that's not going to prevent us from sitting both movies for the same thing. But in Spectre, we see Q lying for Bond when he's gone rogue looking for a secret organization. Q, at considerable risk to his job, comes out to Austria to meet Bond. Tack on the fact that they're about to stage a big scene at an opera house, which is what Bond did in Quantum of Solace and was also in Austria. I mean, what the hell, Hollywood?
Oh, I didn't win those opera tickets, did I?
No, I'm afraid not.
Wait, did he actually think he'd won those things at random? Seriously? Nobody who works security for a living has apparently ever seen a movie before. Distorted screens means you've been hacked, sticks. The Chancellor of Austria is here. His life is in your hands, dude. This woman's dress is scandalous. I mean, scanning foyer for movie sins, negative. And movie cuts straight from her walking up the main stairs to being backstage, with no clue as to how she got backstage. This is how this shit is set up. The Chancellor of Austria is seated in a super up-close side booth, and way above him is an empty booth that none of his guards are guarding? Do I have that right? For some reason, super spy Ethan Hunt doesn't have a silenced pistol on his person at all times, for occasions such as this. The stage director sees this and yet does not try to move the switch back into place, probably because she knows it helps the tension of the action. Discount Ryan Phillippe! This opera scene is amazing, and we're removing 5 cents for it, but I'd remove 5 cents for this shot alone. Amazing Benji's frustrations coincide with the movie's action needs at any given moment. I don't know what else is waiting for. She had a perfect shot for 15 minutes now. Even when we find out later she was just going to shoot the guy's shoulder, she could have done it by now. This is just smart. I like it when stuff is smart. Luck stumble. No one notices this. So this world leader dude was gonna die no matter what. 3 assassins at the opera, a bomb in the car. If he'd somehow made it home, there would have been a gas leak, an electrical fire, and an armed break-in. Also, if the Syndicate could kill the Chancellor like this, then why did they even bother hiring 3 assassins to do the job in the opera house? Also, while the preceding opera scene was amazeballs, it's now rendered almost 100% moot. Awesome.
Get in!
Jesus Christ, how did Benji get out of the opera house, into a car, and to this exact spot in this amount of time?
The car bomb was insurance.
Sure it was. I still don't know why you don't just explode the guy in the first place. In fact, it seems like you have so many connections you could have just poisoned his coffee this morning. You know what would have been awesome? Sneaking George Clooney or some A-lister's face into the slideshow of MIF agents. Instead, just some models. Shame.
He slipped away again in Jakarta.
Ethan is telling Benji the 3 or 4 times he failed to catch the syndicate guy, and I'm wondering, is this really Ethan Hunt? The Ethan Hunt we know is so good that failing even once is hard to believe. As you all know by now, if we're showing you a newspaper, you know the articles underneath, the headlines are bullshit.
The syndicate. A rogue nation.
Roll credits. Bad guy acts like he's going to kill one person, but ends up killing a completely different person as a surprise cliche. Either that, or his aim is really that bad. Also, it makes for a cool movie moment, but isn't this still a hotel? Is no one going to report that gunshot? A note with lipstick kisses on it somehow goes unnoticed until the 2 white foreigners stroll through town. Also, in Moroccan, this note means blowjob. MI5 definitely has time for the overused, hot spy girl we're not sure we can trust gets out of the pool cliche. This little BMW has neither permanent nor temporary tags. Even if it's a spy car, it's still getting pulled over by DC police 2 miles from here. Then Brad is going to have to explain to the cop, yeah, we're CIA, and loads of time will be wasted as opposed to if they just put some government plates on this shit.
I know Ethan. I don't know you. All I know about you is that you chose to work for Hunley.
Actually, no. At the end of Ghost Protocol, you were at the table when this guy walked up. You know for a fact that Ethan trusts him, so go f*** a log, asshat.
Lane had a ledger. It contained the identities of his operatives, his terrorist associates.
You should immediately ask yourself, if you're Ethan, why would a bad guy who is part of an organization no one really knows for a fact exists put everything down in a ledger? Because it's such bullshit, you're better off forgetting about it.
These cameras actually know how the agent walks.
So you can't access this place if you suddenly have a limp? Good system.
Where the profile's stored.
All security data is stored offline in the liquid-cooled array.
That's impressive, and no one should ever be able to crack it. But why isn't the security data located behind the already impossible to access central computer terminal?
All he has to do is install the fake profile before I get to the gate analysis.
Once again, for some reason, these tasks need to be done at virtually the same time for some reason. I don't know why Ethan can't try the profile thing first, then Benji goes to the terminal after everything is installed. But what do I know? Brant somehow snuck ex-agent Luther into the control room.
But this woman, he knows her.
He trusts her.
These 2 assholes somehow deduced Ethan's trust level of a person from a fucking doodle. Also, are these the most accurate eyewitness sketches in the history of ever? Point Break remake outdone by unrelated 5th film in a franchise. That's great, but what if you missed? What kind of security is set up where the guard who verifies visitors is also responsible for watching the monitors? This facility has more than enough money poured into it that they can hire one guy to check the monitors and another to verify visitors. And it actually makes knocking out the camera superfluous to the mission, since no one is there to watch the screens. In fact, what the f*** was this lazy asshole doing the whole time? Did he miss the part where Ethan and Ilsa landed on the roof, clearly on screen? Did he take a nap when the camera went out? Or is he just that cardboard cutout of Ted Danson from 3 Men and a Baby everybody thinks is a ghost? iPad hacking. Also, you gotta love the Internet of Things, where an iPad is literally all you need to break into a place. Also, Jesus, how is she able to connect this wirelessly? Why is the cooling system even on a wireless network?
One more time. You'll have 3 minutes.
Going over the plan one more time, mere seconds before executing said plan, is pointless. Unless you're trying to cram some much-needed exposition into the film before a huge action sequence. I mean, seriously, why can't Benji wait in the lobby while all this other goes down? This simultaneous bullshit is insane. The entire plan hinges on the hope that no one looks up. Most super secure facility in the world pays no heed to this spinning lock attachment despite cameras trained on the keypad. Also, let's further take the layout of this computer terminal to task. If you're going to have security measures in place that verify the gait of a person walking into it, why not make that the first thing these assholes have to walk through? And I've already drowned twice just watching this scene. Did Ethan just use Righty Lucy to open this thing up? One of the most tense action sequences of 2015. Do computers work this way? This system analyzed Benji's gait for 75% of his walk down the hall, but had no profile to verify it until just now. The computer thinks nothing is wrong with that and doesn't raise any red flags. Fake out Ethan is dying scene is fake out, because ain't no way this franchise is killing f***ing Ethan Hunt in such a punk-ass way.
One of these days, you're gonna take it too far.
One of these days?
I said I could locate him. You have to find him.
Right.
I'll take statements that make no sense for 800, Alex. This guy decided to dress as an X-Man for this assault, and some kind of henchman boss approved that decision. Apparently there was no better way to incapacitate the other bikes or riders besides this donut spin of luck, executed after all the bad guys were already on their bikes and
Whoa. Are you okay to drive? I mean, a minute ago you were dead.
Humor aside, Benji is literally about to let the recently dead guy drive. Seriously.
There she is!
How the f*** do you know? These assholes recover from being wiped out by a spy chick in record f***ing time to be this close to the main chase. With no idea who this is, and only knowing he's disrupting the chase, half the bikes turn to follow Ethan. It's almost like you can't have a high-pulse action film these days without having the bad guys make seriously dumb decisions. Ethan is addicted to baskets. BMW crashes into a goddamn trash truck of some sort, is still mobile afterwards.
Hang on!
Ethan and Benji survive this. Also, they managed to wreck this thing in a parking lot without hitting one car. How did the bad guy not notice a truck driving right for him? Also, how did Luther and Brent even get here in time? They were way behind, but luckily this guy took forever to try and kill Ethan. These assassin cycles all drive by revving their engines and being obnoxious, giving Ethan an excuse to bail on this "you just totally died in a car accident" evaluation. Really great Mission Impossible movie somehow feels the need for a visual callback to the worst Mission Impossible movie in the franchise. Also, Tom Cruise riding a motorcycle cliche. Like any good spy, Ethan's chase, which started inside a city, takes him on a mountain-climbing you-might-die road for maximum thrills. Ethan knocks this guy off his motorcycle to the left, but when the scene cuts, he and the motorcycle are falling off to his right, until the scene cuts again, and then the motorcycle is suddenly crashing into the barrier because we needed an explosion. And Ethan survives this too. He's just gone through a Jack Bauer trifecta, where he nearly died drowning, got into a car and crashed it over 10 miles of parking lot, then got into a motorcycle crash where his body was thrown for another 10 miles, all in 15 minutes without one scratch on him. Also, a once busy road decides to calm down completely so that there can be this dramatic moment between Ilsa and Ethan. My question is, who placed Ethan at this table and propped him up to make him seem alive? My guess is it's those crazy kids from Weekend at Bernie's.
That's a red box.
What? It's a red box.
I find it hard to believe that any of these savvy 2015 spies are unaware of the prevalence of Redbox.
If Lane wants it, you can bet that he has a plan to open it. And we just helped him steal it.
Yeah, what's the deal with that anyway? Ethan just goes on this crazy-ass mission where he could have died, all to get something that Lane and the untrustworthy Ilsa said was a ledger and was clearly a lie.
Ethan Hunt is a gambler, and one day his luck will run out.
Maybe so, but the guy's gonna die having won 14 different lotteries in his lifetime. I think of all the people in this station, my favorite are the blonde girl and her boyfriend, who are rushing to catch a train to run away together and get married, even though she's yet to discover his heroin addiction, and he's yet to discover her obsession with anime. Because we're in the spy world, I guess we're just gonna accept that a cell phone has the capability of wirelessly reading a disconnected flash drive and deleting its contents.
Benji.
How did all these trained super spies not see Benji get kidnapped? This is not possible, movies. Stop telling me it is.
We have to take the Prime Minister.
Fifth Mission Impossible movie steals from the second National Treasure movie. It looks like Lane came straight from the set of Sprockets.
Its operating budget was to be hidden offshore in a virtual red box, which I alone would control.
My question is, if Chief Atlee created the syndicate without the Prime Minister's knowledge, why did he make it so that the red box could still only be opened by the Prime Minister? There was absolutely no point in setting all this up if he was never on board. Unsurprising mask reveal in a Mission Impossible movie is unsurprising.
I am the disc. I memorized it. All 2.4 billion in numbered accounts.
No, you didn't. Come the on. Do you want to have him stop the timer at the last moment, okay? But at 0.19 seconds left, get the out of here. Jesus. This movie is about to show me everything I've been watching for the last 20 minutes as part of an elaborate Ethan Hunt ruse to catch the bad guy in a literal glass box. Fine. Okay. But how the did Ethan's plan account for this frantic foot chase and the whereabouts of the bad guys during it? Instead of getting the out of here, as she should, this girl somehow decides she needs to kill this henchman first, probably for added movie tension. Given what we're about to see in terms of planning ahead, it's some bullshit to the nth degree that Ethan's plan involved stopping here to get shot at, only to jump through the glass the bullet that should have killed him shattered. Didn't Lane want to keep Ethan alive because of that bullshit with memorizing the bank accounts? Why does he want to kill him now? This entire plan is based on the wishes of Stardust fairies on the eyelashes of leprechauns that Lane will be a horrible shot and won't simply kill Ethan when he sees him in plain view through this hole in the floor. This is the most deservingest of being caughtest bad guy ever. Why would you jump down that hole?
Ethan, we gotta go.
Well, there's still time for hugging, so.
Come on, dude. Play it. Don't you want to hear what's next?
What's next?
Play it!
Say it.
Little Latin loopy-loo.
You! That's my name. You know why, mister? Because you drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name.
I call you Mitch, if I may. My name is Voiles, Denton Voiles.
What happened to Eddie Lomax?
No lawyer has ever left your law firm alive.
We have to take the Prime Minister.
I'm gonna kidnap the President of the United States.
Ram you. Ram you. To your breed, your fleece, your plan be true.
Here they come!
You're going to call off your rigorous investigation. You're going to publicly state that there is no underground group. Or These guys are gonna take your balls. They're gonna send one to the New York Times, one to the LA Times press release style.
I'm sorry, Wilson! Wilson, I'm sorry!
Now's the time our sprockets when we dance.